get into social business, shall we?
Absolutely.
Cut right to the chase here. We will start with my guy, GG33, who is. I find him fascinating, but we don't talk about him a ton on Who Are These Socials because it gets a little exhausting. Every video tends to be the same with him, where, it doesn't. They're all just the numbers mean something. 8 is the number of money. 1 is the number of success. 33 is the number of geniuses. Like every number just represents some wacky horse shit. So it gets a little repetitive. But every once in a while he pops up with a brand new scam. And this dates back to the moment we found GG33 when I messaged him to see if he would come on with me and Carl to teach us a little numerology. And he said he's pretty much, he's like, yeah, I'm booked. This is in like January. I asked him. He's like, most of my mornings and afternoons are booked through like June. So if you guys could do like 6 a.m., maybe I could squeeze you in. I'm like, there's no way you're that action packed day to day, GG33. Well, I could do GG33 right now. Give me a number, Casey.
8.
Oh, 8. That means you're going to have a lot of success, and you're very good with money. And sometimes money will come to you even when you're not looking at it. Doesn't that sound good?
And it will leave too.
Yes.
Stock market.
Well, no, the stock market doesn't affect you if you're an 8. So that's good news.
Oh, amazing.
Let's hear this asshole's newest scam. The numbers he throws out. This is what in a normal GG33 segment, me and Carl would throw out as an astronomical, he would never actually charge this type of number. But this is what GG33 is charging for his teachings. You could learn the ways of numerology.
You know how I talk about every number, like maybe for about 10, 15 seconds? There I talk about them for like 10 minutes. So this is how the GG33 structure works.
Hold on. Let me give you that came right at you. You might be wondering, what does that mean exactly? You've heard GG33 talk about numbers in short bursts. What if he talked about numbers for minutes on end? What if his horse shit lasted way longer than a TikTok video? Wouldn't that be worth something to you?
A book of numbers is what it reminds me of. What if you had a book of numbers?
Yes.
Academy. Then we have people who are in bronze. Then we have silver. Now, bronze is very dangerous if you know that type of stuff. Silver is even more dangerous. But see, there's a cutoff because you can join WAP, the GG33 WAP, and sign up for bronze and silver. And you can learn all the video classes and what every single enemy number is. So there's a lot of in-depth information. But
sorry, is it clear what he's talking about? Because he's a little all over the place. Do you get what he's saying?
You can take a class. There's 3 levels of class to learn numbers. Okay.
Yeah. That sounds, and I believe when you get to the highest, you meet Lord Xenu. It doesn't sound at all dangerous like what other cults have done before. But yeah, what he's saying is, and when he says dangerous, what he means is the knowledge that you accrue when you reach bronze status. You're something to be, you're not to be trifled with. You're a force to be reckoned with at bronze status. But if you get up to silver and pay even more money, oh my God, the danger, weak in the knees people get when you come towards them. So that's the type of danger he's talking about. And then he starts getting into the even higher tiers here.
GG33 Gold. And in GG33 Gold, that's when it gets real difficult to get in because it's not $5,000. It's not $10,000. We're talking about $35,000. Now, here's the thing. Bills.
Hold on.
Jesus Christ.
Does that sound like a joke to you?
Yeah, just leave your Tesla keys.
$35,000?
Yeah.
If you have $35,000 to pay for a numbers class, I think you're already doing pretty good. I don't know if you need GG33's teachings. If you have $35,000 just to waste on... But could you go back a little bit? Does he give $35,000 for how long? An hour, a month, a year?
I heard no predetermined amount of time, just give.
33 Gold. And in GG33 Gold, that's when it gets real difficult to get in because it's not $5,000. It's not $10,000.
Whoa, I didn't even catch those. Yes. Bronze and silver are $5,000 and $10,000.
It's
Holy
fair.
shit.
It's fair. How am I supposed to learn numbers without a bronze level certificate? Mike?
All right, GG, here's $5,000. Tell me what 4 means. No, that'll cost you $5,000 more dollars. That's the silver tier, my friend.
About $35,000. Now, here's the thing. Bills, imagine you have 35K and you want to join GG33 Gold.
Okay.
You're like, Gary, I want to join Gold. Here's my 35K. At the gold level, you got to sign the non-disclosure. At the gold level, you got to pass the interview. Say you have the money.
Just like David Miskevich's wife.
Where's she at? No one's seen her for years.
Oh, but you know what? That makes me really trust you, GG33. I give you $35,000, and then I have to sign a document saying I'll never talk about what you just told me. So
Genius.
I pay $35,000 and then can never tell anyone, yeah, that was bullshit, actually. He really didn't say all that much.
It's sort of genius.
It's genius, but is it? Because is he making? Who's paying that?
One person and you win. Like I've got.
That's true. That's a good point. That's a good.
That's 7 bronze plans, Mike. You know how long it takes to get 7 bronze?
The tiers don't quite make sense. What in gold could you possibly learn that's 7 times the value of bronze?
And does my bronze investment, does that transfer if I want to go to silver? Do I get a discount, or am I paying a whole new $10,000 for silver?
And
important to know.
That's a good question. Yeah, do you get to graduate to these levels?
Yeah.
But there's also GG33 Academy. I assume that's for the regular schlubs like you and I.
Yes.
I don't know how much that costs. He didn't tell us. I'm assuming, a couple $100 an hour or something still ridiculous, but not quite as crazy. He's just telling those people, I'm really screwing you guys over because I'm charging you for no information. You're paying me for an hour of GG33 Academy, but you could pay $35,000 and get the good stuff. Mm-hmm. So why would anyone pay for the Academy? None of this makes mathematical sense for a guy that's so obsessed with numbers.
We're focusing too much on the money and not what you get from it, Mike. You get to know numbers in a way you've never known numbers before at levels. That must mean something. It's worth. Let's give it a try. What do you think, Mike? That's chip in.
Hey guys, we're trying to hit the goal today. It's $35,000. See if we can get me a lesson with GG33. It's what's weird. He doesn't round that one down to 33 for numbers' sake. That's strange. I wonder what 35 means in his world.
Think how crazy we thought DSP was for $900 for 6 streams, and this guy's doing 37 times that.
I'd much rather watch DSP shave his beard or whatever the fuck he was doing than listen to this horse's ass drone on about numbers for God knows how long.
At $35,000, I want 8 new numbers that don't exist right now. You got to make them up and drop pictures of them.
Here's what the Illuminati doesn't want you to know. These are the numbers that only Elon and Bezos and Zuckerberg know about.
Say you have stuff in the bank. Say you're willing to sign a non-disclosure. Well, you still have to pass the interview. I ain't taking your
money.
Damn it! First, you got to prove to me you got 6 figures in assets. I need to see.
Well, no shit. If I'm spending $35,000, I would hope you have 8 figures in assets. If you're giving this asshole $35,000.
I think he's just showing he's moral. He's like, hey, if you only have $50,000 and you're giving me $35,000, this is a deal we can't make, man.
I suspect you're misreading because you're not taking into account the order of operations here. You pay the $35,000, you sign the non-disclosure agreement,
then you're interviewed,
and then you give him, for some reason, your bank account information, and you have to go through an interview. He doesn't mention a refund if you fail this interview process. So there's a good chance you could pay for the privilege to talk to GG33. I have a feeling I would get denied. I don't think I'm making it past the interview stage.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to get that money back, Mike.
I know. That's the thing. I've already signed the non-disclosure, so I can't talk about
he got us. That's hilarious. What a public scam.
This is, I'm telling you, me and Carl would say, if we played a GG33 video, this is like the joke we would come up with. Of, yeah, you have to sign a non-disclosure agreement. You give me $35,000. Then you have to interview and see if you're worthy. Then I get your bank account information. That would be the hyperbolic. Can you imagine if this guy did that? He's spelling that out. This is a real offer he's giving people.
We don't even know what's after that because it's beyond the non-disclosure agreement. Like you have to. We're gonna film you killing a homeless person and you hold that over you your whole life. This is a scary cult.
Based on the documentaries I've seen, you have to give GG secrets about you that he can then hold over you as you raise through the levels. And if you ever turn on him, suddenly a rumor will come out about you that you shove gerbils up your ass or something.
Well, you know, if you can't beat him, join him. He looked at Scientology and he's like, wow, they don't pay any taxes and they got all those big houses. I want that.
The Church of GG.
Yeah.
Own a house. I need to see if you actually have money in the bank, money in crypto. Because here's the thing. I don't want no brokies at my top level. I want to see you have some ads.
Can you imagine? All right, I've got $35,000 to my name and not a nickel more. What do I spend it on? Do I say do I put this towards rent? Do I put it in the stock market's down? It might be a good time to buy. What do I do with this $35,000? I'd really like to know what my birthday means.
When does pi really end? Oh, let me pull out some money here.
But he doesn't. You're thinking too much about numbers. He doesn't even teach you shit like that. He just tells you if you add all the numbers in pi, that you're really brave and courageous.
Wait, you're saying he's a scam artist? I don't believe you, Mike. No one could charge that much who's a scam artist.
This is, if we're doing a Hall of Fame of horrible scams, you can talk about Stuttering John's cancer charity. You can talk about the goal with Aaron Imholt, all these things. DSP, all these people can be in those categories. If you're talking the great scams of all time,
yeah,
$35,000, it's cartoonish.
Yes.
For what he is offering you.
This is the grifting Jordan right here.
This is like, do newspapers still put in astrology signs?
I think it's one of the last things they still have in there.
They do? It would be like if they took those out and the New York Times, you could go on the New York Times website and pay them $35,000 for that. And that number is not an exaggeration. That's what he is charging.
That's insane, man. I think there's 5 seconds left.
That's because I want to make sure you're not going to be a desperate person.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's good. Make sure you're not a desperate person. You're paying me $35,000 to tell you you're on the right path. At least Tony Robbins and Gary Vee and these people, at least they give you like words of affirmation you can go on.
Something you can post on your wall, you know?
GG33 is like, oh, you were born in 1991. 1 + 9 + 9 + 1 is 20, which means you're a 2. Nice.
Why does he not get more coverage? This guy needs more coverage.
It's crazy. Well, he picks his spots very well because, as we've often mentioned, the shows that he goes on, he'll always be like, man, if you don't believe me about numbers, what if I told you Michael Jordan and Warren Buffett were born on the same day? And the person always goes, oh my God. Like they're taken aback. So he finds the right people, which is why we may have gotten the 6 a.m. slot. So
he finds coincidences in life and takes advantage of people that are numbskulls. What a business plan. Mike, we have some super chats here.
Well, then let's hear them.
Bagsley just became a member. Congratulations, Bagsley.
Oh, thank you, buddy.
Bagsley. Yes. Icon Buckets, $2. Mike wearing hand-length sleeves. 90s goth chick.
I guess I do kind of have them like that, but they're normal sleeves.
Yeah, it's a hoodie. Come on. It's not that bad. Detroit Dabbler, $1.99. Andrew Wilson debated this guy and clowned him. I don't know who
I don't know Andrew Wilson. I'll have to check that out.
Yes, but
you know what? Someone might have directed us to. I'll make a note of that. Someone may have directed us to that podcast before. I'll check it out.
I'd like to see someone call him out in real time. That would be amazing.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, he's never on a show where people push back on him, so that would be very interesting for him to have to defend this shit.
You can't. That's why he doesn't. Flatbush Tommy, $5. I think it's a fantastic business model, Mike. Do you know how long Johnny from Steel Toe would have to stand to make 35 grand? Forever.
That's
Forever.
true. It's much easier on his knees than what Johnny Crutches is doing. Go to blindmike.com for Blind Mike, or go to whoarethese.com for Carl, and make sure you subscribe to both channels, or there will be no banter.